Hey guys, welcome back to another episode, and you fellow gamers. If you guys are new to this channel, please subscribe and please hit the like buttons. Today we are going to be talking about 25 most brutal torture techniques ever devised in history. Blah. Let's start with the number 10 spot, and that would be rat torture. Being in an enclosure with rats is torture enough, but apparently this is not enough for medieval times. One of the most sadistic of all torture techniques involved having a cage with one open side strapped against the victim's body. It would then be filled with large rodents and a heating element which would be placed on the other side of the cage. The rodent's natural instinct led them to flee the intestines' heat. In order to escape, they would burrow through the victim's body with fatal results. That's what it looked like, guys. Hopefully you could see good enough, but here's the cage, there's the person, and then there would be heat placed on top of it, which means that they would go out through there. Number 9, the chair of torture. Also known as the Judas chair, it was a terrible, intimidating torture device that was added to dungeons in the medieval ages. Used until the 1800s in Europe, this chair was layered with 500 to 1,500 spikes on every surface with tight straps to restrain its victim. Made of iron, it can also contain space for heating elements beneath the seat. It was often used to scare people into giving confessions as they watched others being tortured on the device. That's chair torture. There are spikes, there's straps everywhere on it. Hopefully they wouldn't pull the straps so that you'd just be impaled into the freaking things. Number 8, cement shoes. The cement shoes were introduced by the American Mafia when they executed enemies, traitors, and spies by placing their feet inside cinder blocks and then filling them up with some wet cement. Once it dried, the victim would be thrown alive into a river or other deep body of water. Hopefully you could see that good. It's all rusted. I hope those aren't feet in it. But those are cement shoes. Number 7, breast ripper. Though women were also subject to many of the torture techniques on this page, this is one that was specifically designed for them. Used to cause major blood loss, the claws, which were often red hot, would be placed on the exposed breasts. As the spikes penetrated beneath the skin, it would then be pulled or jerked, causing large chunks of flesh to come off with it. That's it right there. Oh my God. Number 6, crocodile shears. Often used to mutilate those who would attempt to assassinate the king, this iron pincher was heated red hot before being used to clamp down on victims' body parts and tearing them off from their bodies. See how it's alligator shaped? They'd clamp them and then yank. I'm guessing that's how they would use it. Number 5, Republican marriage. Besides the guillotine and burning at the stake, this act of torture was employed by Jean-Baptiste Carrier during the French Revolution. It involved binding naked males and females together and then throwing them into icy water to drown. When water was unavailable, they would just be run through with swords or bayonets. This was the preferred method used to execute nuns and priests during that time. That's messed up. There's no picture for this one. The breaking wheel, also known as the Catherine wheel. This is a torture device used to slowly kill the victim. First, the victim's limbs were tied to the spokes of a large wooden wheel, which would then be slowly revolved as the torture simultaneously. smashed the victim's limb with an iron hammer to break them into numerous places. As the bones were broken, the victim would be left on the wheel to die, or could be placed on top of a tall pole so the birds could feed on their flesh while still alive. This was slow indeed, since it would have taken days before the victim would die from dehydration. Sometimes a coups de grace, I don't know what that is, blow off mercy, was employed by ordering the executioner to deal a fatal blow to the victim's chest and stomach to end their agony. That's the wheel. They'd basically break their limbs and then tie them up. Number 3, the Spanish donkey. One of the torture devices during the Spanish Inquisition. This is probably one of the most gruesome of them all. The victim is put astride naked on a donkey like a paratus, which is actually a vertical wooden board with a sharp V wedge on top of it. After that, the torturer would add verifying weight to the victim's feet until the wedge sliced through the victim's body. Hopefully you guys can understand this one. If not, then watch some professional YouTubers at this, because I don't know how to explain it. Number 2, saw torture. In this method, the victim is hung upside down so that the blood will rush to their heads and keep them conscious during this long torture. The torturer would then saw through the victim's bodies until they were completely sawed in half. Most were cut up only in their abdomen to prolong their agony. Who is this, Saw over here? That looks like Saw. What are you doing there, Saw? You're a movie character, not a killer. Okay, this is the last one, guys. This is the number 1. Guys, here we go. Hanged, drawn, and quartered. During medieval times, the penalty for high treason in England was to be hanged, drawn, and quartered in public. And though it was abolished in 1814, it has been responsible for the death of thousands of people. In this torture technique, the victim is dragged in a wooden frame called a hurdle to the place of execution. They would then be hanged by the neck for a short period of time until they are near death, followed by disembowelment, I don't know what that is, and castration, where the entrails and our genitalia are burned in front of the victim, drawn. The victim would then be divided into 4 separate parts and beheaded, quartered. That was crazy. So there's the victim, and there are 4 horses all around him, pulling each and every limb. Arms, legs. And then after that, they would be beheaded. Okay, guys, I hope this video pleased you. Please leave a like or subscribe. I prefer both, actually. Please leave a like, subscribe, and thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Please tell me what you want to see next. It's either another top 10 or, yeah, stuff like that. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys, and I'll see you guys later.